One of the challenges of identifying somebody who is narcissistic is the fact that they try to hide their narcissism, and quite frankly, they are usually very good at it, particularly early in your relationship or your friendship. They don't want you to know they are narcissist, and they may not even admit it themselves, but they do know they have a problem. And they do have this sinister side to them where they plan on at the very onset, because it's their very nature, to take advantage of you and to, can we use the term rip you off, emotionally abuse you rather. That's what they plan on doing. And well, yeah, what do you do? Because they're hiding it so well. How do you detect this narcissism in this individual? And maybe they're not narcissists. Maybe they're just people a little bit odd, but you're not sure. Well, we have for you 5 things to watch out for, so you might be able to detect the difference between somebody who's just typical with a little bit narcissistic tendencies, which we all have, by the way. We're all a little bit selfish, and somebody who could be a full-blown narcissist. So watch out for these 5 things. Number 1, if this individual, whoever it is, has an attitude of no middle ground. That is to say, they don't understand the concept of compromise, that we're in this together. That is to say that everything has to be their way, nothing can be your way, and the only time they will allow it to be your way is when they are trying to manipulate you to make them think that they like you. Sometimes they will pretend to compromise just so that you will think they are not narcissistic. But that doesn't last very long. It's just a ruse. It's just a tool that they use. Compromise is the cornerstone of virtually every successful relationship. Doesn't matter where it is. Could be at the workplace where you work together as a team. It could be on a sports team where you work together, supposed to work together as a team. Could be at a personal relationship, maybe a love relationship or a friendship. Could be a school where you're working together with other people. But cooperation and compromise, the fact that nobody does everything himself or herself all the time, it doesn't always have to be my way. It's a group effort, or if it's just 2 of you, it's a bilateral effort between me and the other guy. That is, again, the cornerstone of a working relationship. And if that's not there, then you don't have that middle ground. If the other guy is dominant all the time and must be dominant all the time, and everybody wants to be a little bit, but this guy is just overwhelming, that's a good indicator that, okay, maybe this is a full-blown narcissist. I'm going to keep an eye on this guy. Number 2 is there's no understanding. They're not even trying to understand your point of view. The narcissist has a strong opinion, a strong point of view. I guess we all do to some point. But in most cases, the narcissist instantly comes to a conclusion, and his conclusion or her conclusion is correct by virtue of the fact that it's his conclusion or her conclusion. Logic has nothing to do with it. Reason has nothing to do with it. In fact, I have known narcissists, they will argue, even though they are so obviously wrong. They'll argue. I mean, they go on forever why they are right and you are wrong and everyone else is wrong, even though it's obvious that their opinion, their way of doing things, or whatever it happens to be, is just nuts, But it's their opinion. It is their way of doing things. They have no empathy. They have no way of seeing your point of view. All right, now we got 2 of them. So it's starting to show that this person, this may be a narcissist that we're dealing with. Number 3 is, well, it just follows that there would be very little cooperation. So if there is no compromise and there is no even attempting to understand another person's point of view, how can there possibly be any cooperation between you and the narcissist? Well, the narcissist has this perspective of cooperation. You do what he or she wants you to do. There, you're cooperating. They always want you to cooperate with them. They never want to cooperate with you. Now, at the very onset of a relationship, they will cooperate with you, but it's a Well, it's a form of love bombing where they're trying to entrap you in their snare to get you to think that, yeah, they're on your side. Right. Now, just wait until they get you caught in that web of deceit, and then you find out they have no intention of cooperating with you on any level. Well, the one level is that you cooperate with them. You do what they want to do, when they want to do it, the way they want to do it, all the time. That is their idea of cooperation. So if you're in a friendship or some other kind of relationship with somebody who just doesn't seem to grasp the concept of cooperation, chances are you may very well be dealing with a full-blown narcissist. And if not, it could be somebody with very strong narcissistic, self-serving motivations. It's the way they are. Maybe it's time to consider whether or not you want to take this relationship a step backwards, or maybe get out of it altogether. Maybe just want to back away a little bit and watch and see how things go. Or if it's already kind of obvious, the way that I deal with narcissists, once it becomes clear who I'm dealing with, is I just stay away from them. Just go gray rock. I don't fight with them. I mean, that's kind of silly because they like to fight. You're just encouraging them when you do that. Number 4, and this is a very clear telltale sign that I have seen in narcissists that I've been unfortunate enough to have to deal with, and that is that they're just not dependable. They just don't do what they say. They're not where they will. They don't do what they say. They don't show up on time when they say they're going to be someplace. They're not very good at repaying loans. They're just not dependable at anything on any level. You just can't count on them. So we need somebody in our lives that we can rely on. We need somebody that we've got their back and they've got our back, right? So these people, that's not them. So if you have someone in your life and they're just not reliable, they're somebody that you just cannot depend on, that is somebody who may very well be a narcissist. And when you add up all 4 of these things, chances are, yeah, you got a serious problem. This is, at least in my opinion, I'm pushing 7 years old, and I'm just speaking from life's experience. I call it my life's laboratory. But there's a good indication there because, I've dealt with these people that the only way out is to get away from them. You don't fix narcissists because they come broken. I mean, it's as if they came from the factory with a factory default or factory fault built in by default. That's the way they seem to be, and you just don't fix them. It's not the way they work. Number 5 is they have no sense of true partnership. Now, this is kind of the same as number 3, where they don't like to cooperate, but the narcissist doesn't see your friendship as us. The narcissist would think this is me, and you're just kind of a tag along. The narcissist sees himself as the horse and you're the wagon that he's pulling along, or maybe vice versa. The narcissist does not see you as a partnership. The narcissist does not see it as a friendship. The narcissist sees it as himself or herself, and you're just tagging along to, for his advantage. Do you know someone in your life like that? You call them a friend, and they may even call you a friend or a buddy or partner or whatever, but it's all about them all the time. I mean, it's always their way, and they don't see any partnership to it. They don't see any cooperation to it. They don't see any middle ground. They don't see any empathy or understanding your point of view, and certainly they are not reliable. It's just not a partnership at all. Chances are, yeah, that's either a narcissist or somebody with very strong narcissistic tendencies. And maybe it's time you just pack up your bags and go somewhere else. You want to keep talking? Let's keep the conversation going. All you got to do is click one of the 2 rectangles you see on the screen, and we will continue. But if not, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see y'all next time.